You fucking did it again, Nintendo. You told us this time would be different. It wouldn't be like last time. You'd make us happy. It'd be great. It'd be wonderful. It'd be like it should always be. But you lied to us, didn't you? Pre-orders for the SNES Classic Edition went live at about 1 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, today being Tuesday, and it took a lot of people by surprise. A lot of people were not happy that they woke up that morning to realize that they had completely missed out on being able to pre-order the device. Even more so that they were never received any notifications or texts from the retailers that were, releasing the pre-orders at that time. Then the second wave of pre-orders came through at about 10 o'clock Pacific time, and every single retailer sold out within minutes. I went on Target.com, and I managed to get all the way down to the last click to confirm the order. When the site timed out, told me they were sold out, and it dumped the item from my cart. That was fun. That was awesome. You remember when Nintendo told us before that the same thing that happened with the NES Classic wasn't going to happen this time? They were going to produce more units. They were going to send more out. There'd be more units available for pre-order. And that was all bullshit. Well, I hope it's not bullshit. I hope that this is just the first wave of pre-orders, maybe. I really want to think that maybe Nintendo did learn from past mistakes, and they are still just incredibly short-sighted and not doing this shit on purpose. I hope we see another few waves of pre-orders, and I hope that retailers are fully stocked when the thing is released on September 29th. But at this point, I have no idea. It looks to be the exact same situation as it was before. Scalpers were able to use bots and whatnot, allegedly, to hit up Best Buy at 1 o'clock in the morning to secure multiple pre-orders. And it looked like retailers like Amazon were not limiting the number of units that people could buy when they ordered online. So naturally, scalpers are controlling the stock already. They're already going up on eBay, the pre-orders for hundreds of dollars. Luckily eBay is already viewing that as a violation of their terms and conditions, so they're working to block and delete all the listings for SNES pre-orders. But even so, it's only a matter of time before those units are up on there for $300, $400 a pop, when everybody should be able to afford one and get one at the MSRP of $80. And then GameStop and ThinkGeek pulled their usual round of bullshit. The first time around with the NES Classic, which is I think it was about a month ago, where ThinkGeek suddenly had like 1,000 units. And I'll admit, I benefited the first time around when they released those NES Classic combos on ThinkGeek. I was on the ball when ThinkGeek announced that they had those NES Classic Edition bundles. And I actually do really still enjoy the canvas prints I got with that bundle. But I did see it for, the kind of darker side of consumerism it was. And they did not even hesitate this time around. Right off the bat, we saw the GameStop website go down. People were unable to secure pre-orders from them, but their website was a redirection to the ThinkGeek site, wherein it was more like $250 bundles with stuff that they weren't able to move from the previous bundle sales and stuff they've had on discount or clearance on their website for months, even more than a year now. RGT85 did a great video of it today, and frankly, if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to him, that's honestly kind of insane, because the dude knows his shit. Seems like a good dude. I've been following his channel for a while now. But yeah, head on over to his site. Maybe I'll link it down in the comments below. He's got the full scoop on what ThinkGeek did before and what they did this time around. But really, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts, because I was in front of the computer, doing the F5 cycle on 4 or 5 different retailer sites, trying to get this pre-order locked in, because fucking Super Nintendo is my childhood. Like, I love the NES, the original NES. It's great, but I still regard the Super Nintendo as like the best console ever. And it's seriously like 95% of my childhood is probably memories of, growing up in Arizona where it was too hot to go outside and play during the summertime, sitting in front of the Nintendo with my mom and dad playing Super Mario World or Ghouls and Ghosts or, Legend of Zelda and shit like that. So this one stung in particular. And yeah. I hope Nintendo makes this right, but I don't know. We'll see. But my issues with the whole thing are twofold. First of all is the fact that Nintendo cannot possibly be this short-sighted every single time. Going into the situation, it wasn't like a miscalculation or an underestimation of people's want for the device like it was with the Nintendo Classic. This time around, they knew exactly what they were getting themselves into. They knew how big the demand was going to be, and still only very limited quantities were made available to retailers. I don't know what they've got to gain from this. I don't believe in the principle in this day and age that decreased supply increases demand, results in profit. I think that's bullshit, because we know that this thing basically will print money if they just wanted to take the time and the resources to create enough units to sell properly. The only people who are benefiting from this are scalpers. I mean, Nintendo in their right minds should be producing millions of this thing and putting it out there because they know people want it. You know, there's no need whatsoever to create scarcity for this thing because everybody already wants it. So why would you only put out like a few thousand across the country, or whatever number it was that they released for pre-orders to retailers, when they're just leaving an unfathomable amount of money on the table this time around? It just doesn't make any sense. And second of all is the fact that retailers just showed a huge level of ineptitude this time around. I mean, GameStop, their entire site crashed literally the second pre-orders went up, and they had to go to Think Tank. I don't know if it was like a secondary tactic or if it was a deliberate tactic to try and sell those bundles first, because if that was their tactic, it fucking worked, because even the $250, $300 bundles sold incredibly fast. But like my situation with Target, where I had it in my shopping cart. I already had all my shipping and my billing information already put in ahead of time, and all I had to do was click the button to secure the order and place the order, and I lost it. And I don't understand why retailers with something in this high demand don't adopt the same sort of system that event ticket sellers do, like Ticketmaster or the NFL. When you go to order your ticket or tickets, it locks those items in, and you have a reserve on them for a short amount of time, so you can put in your billing information and secure the purchase. Why in the world they don't do that with something like the NES Classic on Target or Walmart or Best Buy or Amazon? I just don't understand. Like, the second you put that thing in your basket and you're putting in your information, you should have that item on reserve, locked in, so that 50 million other people can't swoop in and take it while you're putting in your credit card information, or if the site happens to go down, or if you lose your internet connection. Or you should have a 2 or 3 minute window, if you're fast enough on the trigger, to have that thing in your cart to be able to purchase it and be on your way. Instead, we have thousands of people sniping each other today, and taking to social media to brag about how they got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and we know they're just going to resell them, and that's shitty. Be happy you got one if you really want one, if you're going to bust it open to play it. And if you did get a pre-order today, I'm actually super happy for you. That's fucking awesome. I hope you play the shit out of it. I hope Star Fox 2 is fantastic. A lot of the games I know are fantastic because I played them as a kid, and I'm really looking forward to at some point playing them again. Secret of Mana, fucking Mega Man X, you can't find brand new anywhere unless you want to pay $300 and $400 just for it by itself on Amazon. So yeah, if you got one, that's fucking awesome. That's great. I wish I had gotten one, but I've got a plan. And I'm gonna let you in on my secret. Toys R Us is the one major retailer who's already said that they will flat out not be doing any pre-orders, which tells me that if I do what I did with the Nintendo Switch and I camp out in front of a retail location early in the morning, maybe late at night, make myself comfortable, play some games and watch some movies on my phone for a few hours, that maybe I'll be able to secure one. I'll be early enough in line to be able to get one. That's how Mom and Dad did it. That's how America does it. And scalpers can go fuck themselves, basically. So thanks for stopping by the Second Draft once again, and I hope you're having a great week. Cheers.